If you have ever seen an illustrated geography book, there is no way this building was not on the page for Italy. The Leaning Tower of Pisa is one of those buildings that have been burned into your memory since early childhood. But the notoriety of the building doesn't come from its enormous size or complicated structure, but from an interesting planning mistake. As the name suggests, the Leaning Tower of Pisa has been leaning at a slight tilt since the day it was built. This mistake made the tower only more famous, drawing 5 million tourists annually. The tilt might have been a mistake, but it accidentally made the Tower of Pisa one of the most iconic landmarks in the world. Originally intended as a bell tower for the Pisa Cathedral complex, the construction of the tower started in 1173. The construction process was an arduous one, as the Republic of Pisa was in constant conflict with nearby states and didn't have the resources to continue the construction most of the time. Like that wasn't enough, when the construction of the second floor started, the foundation of the tower started to sink, mostly due to the ground being unstable. The tilt didn't discourage the city, though, and the building's construction continued. To compensate for the tilt, they started building one side slightly taller than the other. The architectural style of the building mixes influences, with the tower itself being Romanesque, and the belfry being heavily inspired by Gothic architecture. After a long and troublesome construction process, the tower was finished in 1327. The long construction was probably a good thing, though, because it allowed the ground to settle down and stabilize a bit. The Leaning Tower of Pisa now stands at 185 feet 11 inches, or 183 feet 3 inches if you're standing on the shorter side, and weighs a staggering 16,000 tons. In its long history, the tower played important roles in interesting events, including a Galileo experiment. Ever since it was completed, each passing decade caused the tower to lean even more. In 1990, this problem was solved to a degree, if you pardon the pun, by removing 42 tons of soil underneath the taller side of the tower. This and other precautions, like placing counterweights to maintain the balance, made the tilt slightly better, and it is said that the tower will be stable for another 300 years.